Ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to pause. Just pause for a moment and take a deep breath. This moment right now is a gift. It is the only moment guaranteed to us. Yet, how often do we allow ourselves to truly experience it? Mindfulness, at its core, is the art of paying attention to the present moment with intention and without judgment. It is a state of active, open attention to the now, where we intentionally direct our focus to our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without being overwhelmed or consumed by them. To practice mindfulness is to live in the moment, fully engaged and present, while observing without criticism or attachment. In our fast-paced world, where multitasking is often celebrated and distractions are everywhere, mindfulness serves as a counterbalance. It calls us to step away from the constant pull of past regrets and future anxieties and invites us to ground ourselves in the here and now. And this concept, though seemingly simple, carries profound depth and transformative power. It is not merely a fleeting trend or a practice confined to moments of meditation. It is a way of life, a discipline that can shape how we approach each day and every challenge. When we think about mindfulness, it helps to imagine our mind as a vast, clear sky. Our thoughts, emotions, and external stimuli are like clouds that pass through. Some clouds are light and fluffy, bringing joy and peace. Others are dark and stormy, representing stress, fear, or worry. Practicing mindfulness allows us to observe these clouds without becoming entangled in them. Instead of reacting impulsively or being swept away by our emotions, we learn to notice them, understand them, and let them pass. This observational stance creates a sense of space where we can choose our responses rather than acting on autopilot. Mindfulness also teaches us to accept the present moment as it is, rather than wishing it were different. This acceptance is not about resignation or passivity. Rather, it is about acknowledging reality and working within it with clarity and purpose. When we resist what is happening in the present, we create tension and stress. For instance, if you are caught in traffic, resisting the situation by becoming angry or frustrated does not change the fact that you are still in traffic. However, by practicing mindfulness, you can choose to shift your perspective, perhaps using the time to listen to something uplifting or simply appreciating the chance to breathe deeply and reflect. This intentional focus on the present moment has far-reaching implications for our mental and emotional well-being. Numerous studies have shown that mindfulness reduces stress, lowers levels of anxiety, and even enhances our ability to cope with pain. It allows us to step back from the chaos of life and observe it with a clearer lens. This clarity not only brings peace, but also helps us make better decisions, as we are no longer reacting out of fear or confusion. Mindfulness is a powerful antidote to the busyness that often robs us of life's simple joys. Have you ever had a meal and barely tasted it because your mind was preoccupied with work or personal concerns? Or have you walked through a beautiful park unaware of the colors, sounds, and scents around you because your thoughts were elsewhere? Mindfulness invites us to slow down and savor these moments, to truly experience life rather than rushing through it. When we practice mindfulness, even the most ordinary tasks, washing dishes, drinking a cup of tea, or taking a walk, can become opportunities for gratitude and connection. The beauty of mindfulness is that it is accessible to everyone, regardless of age, background, or belief system. It does not require special equipment or elaborate rituals. All it asks is that we bring our attention to the present moment, wherever we are and whatever we are doing. It is as simple as focusing on your breath, feeling the sensation of the air as it enters and leaves your lungs. It is in noticing the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of birds in the distance, or the rhythm of your footsteps as you walk. These moments, when fully embraced, can ground us and remind us of the beauty and richness of life. While mindfulness is often associated with personal well-being, its impact extends far beyond the individual. When we practice mindfulness, we become more attuned to the needs of others. We listen more deeply, respond more thoughtfully, and act with greater compassion. This heightened awareness strengthens our relationships and fosters a sense of community and connection. In this way, mindfulness is not only a gift we give ourselves, but also a gift we offer to the world. Mindfulness is a journey, not a destination. It is a practice that requires patience and persistence, as our minds will naturally wander. However, each time we bring our focus back to the present moment, we strengthen our ability to live with intention and awareness. Over time, mindfulness becomes a part of who we are, a way of being that empowers us to navigate life's challenges with grace, resilience, and wisdom. The concept of mindfulness finds its roots not only in ancient traditions, but also within the wisdom of Scripture. The Bible speaks profoundly to the principles of mindfulness, encouraging believers to remain present, aware, and intentional in their thoughts and actions. Proverbs 4:23 declares, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." This verse emphasizes the importance of self-awareness and vigilance over the state of our inner being, which aligns seamlessly with the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness, in its essence, is about paying attention to the present moment and understanding the influence of our thoughts, emotions, and decisions on our lives. The biblical call to guard your heart is not merely a directive to avoid external temptations, but also an invitation to practice introspection and self-regulation. The heart, in biblical terms, often symbolizes the core of a person, their intentions, desires, and will. When we guard our heart, we are exercising mindfulness by monitoring what enters and resides within us. The Bible continually reminds us of the importance of being present and aware. In Matthew 6:34, Jesus advises, "Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." This teaching resonates deeply with the principles of mindfulness, which emphasize letting go of anxiety about the future and focusing on the present. Jesus' words encourage us to trust in God's provision and to live fully in the current moment, rather than being consumed by fears or uncertainties about what lies ahead. Scripture also highlights the power of our thoughts and the necessity of taking control of them. In 2 Corinthians 10:5, we are urged to take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. This act of capturing and examining our thoughts mirrors the practice of mindfulness, where we observe our mental patterns without judgment and consciously choose those that align with truth and purpose. By doing so, we ensure that our minds remain focused on what is good, pure, and praiseworthy. The Psalms, often referred to as the Song Book of the Bible, provide numerous examples of mindfulness in action. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." This call to stillness is an invitation to step away from the noise and chaos of life, to quiet our hearts, and to center our attention on God's presence. In moments of stillness, we find clarity, peace, and a renewed sense of purpose. Mindfulness helps us create such moments in our daily lives, enabling us to connect with God and align our thoughts with His will. Mindfulness is not merely about self-awareness, but also about aligning our thoughts and actions with divine principles. Philippians 4:8 provides a practical guide for this. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is bright, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. This verse underscores the importance of focusing our minds on positive and virtuous thoughts. When we intentionally direct our attention to these qualities, we cultivate a mindset that honors God and fosters peace within us. Prayer and meditation on Scripture are two powerful ways that believers can practice mindfulness. Prayer is more than speaking to God. It is also about listening, reflecting, and being present in His presence. Through prayer, we become more aware of our inner thoughts and emotions, laying them before God and seeking His guidance. Similarly, meditating on Scripture allows us to dwell deeply on God's Word, letting it shape our minds and hearts. These practices anchor us in the present moment and remind us of God's sovereignty and love. Mindfulness also plays a crucial role in how we interact with others. The Bible calls us to love our neighbors as ourselves, and mindfulness helps us do so by fostering empathy and compassion. When we are fully present with others, we listen more attentively, understand their needs more clearly, and respond with greater kindness and patience. This mindful approach to relationships reflects the love of Christ and builds stronger, more meaningful connections. The discipline of mindfulness aligns with the biblical principle of stewardship. Just as we are called to be good stewards of our time, talents, and resources, we are also called to steward our thoughts and emotions. By practicing mindfulness, we take responsibility for our inner lives, ensuring that our thoughts glorify God and lead to actions that reflect His character. In a world filled with distractions and pressures, mindfulness becomes a spiritual discipline that enables us to remain rooted in God's truth. It allows us to discern His voice amidst the noise and to live with intentionality and purpose. By guarding our hearts and focusing our minds on the present moment, we fulfill the biblical mandate to live wisely and faithfully. Through mindfulness, we not only experience personal transformation, but also become vessels of God's peace and love in a world that desperately needs both. Mindfulness is not just a tool for personal well-being, it is a profound pathway to discovering and connecting with your purpose. Purpose is one of the greatest gifts that God has endowed to humanity, a unique mission or calling that defines who we are and why we exist. Yet, in the busyness and distractions of daily life, many people struggle to hear the voice of purpose within them. Mindfulness becomes a key that unlocks clarity, allowing us to align our actions, thoughts, and choices with the divine blueprint designed for our lives. To connect with purpose, we must first cultivate awareness. Mindfulness is the practice of intentionally focusing on the present moment, fully experiencing and understanding what is happening in and around us. This attentiveness creates a space where we can reflect on our deepest values, passions, and abilities. It helps us discern what resonates with our spirit and what feels misaligned. When we live mindlessly, rushing through tasks and decisions without thoughtful consideration, we may miss the subtle cues that God places in our path to guide us toward our purpose. One of the reasons mindfulness is so powerful in this context is that it silences the noise of the world. Society often bombards us with messages about success, achievement, and happiness, many of which are disconnected from God's vision for our lives. Mindfulness enables us to quiet these external influences and turn inward where the voice of purpose resides. By being present, we can listen to the gentle whispers of our hearts, recognize the dreams that God has placed within us, and identify the steps we need to take to fulfill them. Mindfulness also allows us to approach our purpose with intentionality. When we are mindful, we make decisions that align with our values and long-term goals rather than reacting impulsively or succumbing to fleeting emotions. This intentional living ensures that we are not just busy but productive in ways that contribute to our higher calling. Every action, no matter how small, becomes an opportunity to move closer to the fulfillment of our purpose. For instance, a conversation, a moment of stillness, or even a challenge can provide insight or inspiration when approached with mindfulness. A critical aspect of discovering and living our purpose is understanding our unique gifts and talents. Mindfulness helps us become more aware of the things that bring us joy, the activities where we excel, and the moments when we feel most alive. These are often indicators of our purpose. When we pay attention to the passions that stir within us and the skills that flow naturally, we can begin to see the areas where we are called to make a difference. Mindfulness creates the space to explore these aspects of ourselves without judgment, fostering a deeper sense of self-awareness and confidence. Purpose is not a destination, it is a journey, and mindfulness teaches us to embrace each step of that journey. There will be moments of clarity as well as moments of uncertainty. There will be successes and setbacks, triumphs and trials. Through mindfulness, we learn to accept each phase as part of a greater plan, trusting that even the difficulties have a role in shaping us for our purpose. By remaining present, we are better equipped to learn from our experiences, adapt to new circumstances, and persevere with faith and determination. Another dimension of mindfulness is its ability to help us recognize the divine connections in our lives. God often works through people, events, and opportunities to guide us toward our purpose. When we are mindful, we become more attuned to these connections. We notice the lessons in a conversation, the significance of a chance encounter, or the doors that open unexpectedly. These moments, when viewed through the lens of mindfulness, reveal a pattern of divine orchestration that strengthens our trust in God's plan. Mindfulness also deepens our relationship with God, which is essential for understanding our purpose. Through prayer, meditation, and reflection, we create space for communion with Him. As we align our thoughts and intentions with His Word, we gain insight into His desires for our lives. This spiritual mindfulness allows us to hear His voice more clearly, guiding us to decisions and actions that reflect His will. When we walk in alignment with God's purpose, we experience a sense of fulfillment and peace that surpasses all understanding. Mindfulness fosters gratitude, which is a vital part of living with purpose. When we are mindful of the blessings in our lives, we develop a heart of thankfulness. Gratitude shifts our perspective from focusing on what we lack to appreciating what we have, including the opportunities, relationships, and experiences that contribute to our journey. This attitude of gratitude energizes us to pursue our purpose with joy and resilience, knowing that we are walking in step with God's design. In the pursuit of purpose, mindfulness is not just a practice, it is a way of being. It is the discipline of living fully present, aware, and aligned with the truth of who we are and the divine calling on our lives. By embracing mindfulness, we open ourselves to the fullness of God's vision, stepping into a life of meaning, impact, and fulfillment. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for achieving mental clarity, a state of mind where thoughts are organized, focused, and free from unnecessary clutter. In today's fast-paced world, where distractions and information overload are constant, achieving mental clarity has become more critical than ever. The practice of mindfulness provides a structured way to calm the chaos of the mind and create space for clarity, insight, and purposeful action. At its core, mindfulness involves intentionally directing your attention to the present moment without judgment. This simple practice can have profound effects on the mind. When we are mindful, we create a sense of awareness that allows us to observe our thoughts and feelings as they arise. Rather than being swept away by them, we can assess their significance and decide how to respond. This process is essential for mental clarity, as it enables us to separate what is meaningful from what is merely noise. One of the most significant benefits of mindfulness for mental clarity is its ability to reduce stress. Stress is a primary factor that clouds our judgment and disrupts our ability to think clearly. When we are stressed, our minds often race with worries about the future or regrets about the past. This mental clutter can make it difficult to focus on the task at hand or to see situations objectively. Mindfulness helps to break this cycle by anchoring us in the present moment. By focusing on our breath, bodily sensations or immediate surroundings, we can quiet the mental chatter and bring our attention back to what truly matters. Another way mindfulness enhances mental clarity is by improving our ability to concentrate. In a world filled with constant notifications, emails, and demands on our attention, maintaining focus can feel like an uphill battle. Mindfulness trains the brain to resist distractions and to sustain attention on a single task. Over time, this practice strengthens our cognitive control, making it easier to stay engaged with what we are doing and to complete tasks with greater efficiency and accuracy. Mindfulness also helps us process emotions more effectively, which is essential for mental clarity. Emotions, especially intense ones like anger, fear, or sadness, can cloud our judgment and lead to impulsive decisions. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to observe our emotions without being overwhelmed by them. This detachment allows us to identify the root causes of our feelings and to address them in a thoughtful, constructive manner. By managing our emotions in this way, we create space for clear thinking and rational decision making. The practice of mindfulness also encourages us to challenge automatic thoughts and assumptions that can hinder mental clarity. Many of our thoughts are shaped by past experiences, societal expectations, or internalized beliefs that may no longer serve us. Mindfulness invites us to examine these thoughts critically, to question their validity, and to replace unhelpful patterns with more constructive ones. This process not only clears mental clutter, but also promotes a deeper understanding of ourselves and our values. Mindfulness fosters a sense of perspective that is crucial for mental clarity. When we are caught up in the details of a problem or a stressful situation, it can be challenging to see the bigger picture. Mindfulness helps us take a step back and view our circumstances with greater objectivity. This broader perspective often reveals solutions or insights that were not apparent when we were overly focused on the minutiae. Mindfulness also enhances our ability to prioritize, which is a key component of mental clarity. When our minds are cluttered, it can be difficult to distinguish between urgent tasks and those that can wait. By practicing mindfulness, we develop the awareness to assess our responsibilities more effectively. This allows us to focus our energy on what truly matters and to let go of activities or concerns that are not aligned with our goals. Mindfulness supports mental clarity by promoting a healthy relationship with time. Often our minds are preoccupied with things that have already happened or things that might happen in the future. This preoccupation can prevent us from fully engaging with the present moment and from making the best use of our time. Mindfulness teaches us to embrace the present as it is, enabling us to act with intention and to maximize our productivity and satisfaction. In addition to its immediate benefits, mindfulness also has long-term effects on the brain that support mental clarity. Research has shown that regular mindfulness practice can increase gray matter density in areas of the brain associated with memory, learning, and emotional regulation. These changes enhance our ability to think clearly, solve problems, and adapt to new challenges over time. Mindfulness is more than a technique, it is a way of living that cultivates clarity, focus, and peace of mind. By grounding ourselves in the present moment and approaching our thoughts and emotions with curiosity and compassion, we can reduce mental clutter and access the clarity needed to navigate life's complexities. Whether applied in moments of quiet reflection or in the midst of a busy day, mindfulness empowers us to clear our minds, sharpen our focus, and approach every situation with calm and confidence. It is a practice that brings order to our thoughts, strength to our decisions, and purpose to our actions. The practice of mindfulness plays a transformative role in fostering emotional resilience, equipping individuals to navigate life's challenges with greater strength, stability, and grace. Emotional resilience is the ability to adapt to stress, adversity, and setbacks while maintaining a sense of balance and emotional well-being. It is not about avoiding difficulties, but rather about responding to them with a mindset that enables growth and recovery. Mindfulness, as a discipline of present moment awareness, provides the tools and perspective necessary to cultivate this inner strength. At its core, mindfulness involves observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment. This non-judgmental awareness is crucial for emotional resilience because it allows us to acknowledge and process our feelings rather than suppress or deny them. When faced with challenging emotions such as sadness, anger, or fear, many people instinctively react by pushing these feelings away or becoming overwhelmed by them. Mindfulness offers an alternative approach. It encourages us to sit with our emotions, to explore them with curiosity, and to understand their underlying causes. This practice fosters self-awareness and helps us develop a healthier relationship with our emotional experiences. One of the key ways mindfulness enhances emotional resilience is by teaching us to respond rather than react. Reactivity often arises from a place of emotional impulsivity, where we allow our feelings to dictate our actions without thoughtful consideration. For example, when confronted with criticism, a reactive response might involve defensiveness or anger. However, mindfulness creates a pause between stimulus and response, giving us the space to choose how we wish to act. This intentionality helps us respond to challenges with composure, empathy, and clarity, strengthening our ability to maintain emotional balance. Mindfulness also reduces the intensity of negative emotions, making it easier to cope with difficult situations. By bringing our attention to the present moment, mindfulness helps us step back from ruminative thinking, the repetitive and often negative cycle of thoughts that can magnify stress and anxiety. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong in the past or worrying excessively about the future, mindfulness anchors us in the here and now. This shift in focus diminishes the power of negative emotions and enables us to approach problems with a calmer, more constructive mindset. Another critical aspect of mindfulness in building emotional resilience is its role in self-compassion. Many people are harsher critics of themselves than they are of others, leading to feelings of inadequacy or guilt when they encounter setbacks. Mindfulness fosters self-compassion by encouraging us to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a friend. Through mindfulness, we learn to recognize that struggles and failures are a natural part of the human experience, and we develop the capacity to extend grace to ourselves during difficult times. This self-compassion strengthens our resilience by helping us recover more quickly from emotional setbacks. Mindfulness enhances our ability to stay grounded during periods of uncertainty or change. Life is inherently unpredictable, and the fear of the unknown can be a significant source of stress. Mindfulness teaches us to accept uncertainty as a natural part of life, cultivating a mindset of openness and flexibility. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, we build the resilience to face uncertainty with courage and adaptability. Mindfulness also strengthens our emotional resilience by improving our capacity for gratitude and positivity. When we practice mindfulness, we become more attuned to the small moments of joy, connection, and beauty in our lives that might otherwise go unnoticed. This heightened awareness fosters a sense of gratitude, which acts as a buffer against negative emotions. Gratitude shifts our focus from what is lacking to what is present, enabling us to find hope and strength even in challenging circumstances. Mindfulness encourages a deeper connection with others, which is essential for emotional resilience. Humans are social beings, and strong relationships provide the support and encouragement needed to navigate difficult times. Mindfulness enhances our ability to listen empathetically, communicate effectively, and nurture meaningful connections. These relationships become a source of strength and comfort, reinforcing our ability to cope with adversity. On a physiological level, Mindfulness has been shown to reduce stress hormones such as cortisol and to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes relaxation and recovery. This calming effect on the body directly supports emotional resilience by creating a sense of physical stability and well-being. Over time, the practice of mindfulness rewires the brain, increasing activity in areas associated with emotional regulation and decreasing activity in regions linked to stress and fear. These changes further enhance our ability to manage emotions and maintain equilibrium during challenging times. Mindfulness empowers us to view adversity as an opportunity for growth. By fostering self-awareness, self-compassion, and emotional regulation, mindfulness helps us see challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as experiences that can strengthen our character and deepen our understanding of ourselves. Emotional resilience is not about avoiding hardship, but about thriving in its midst. And mindfulness equips us with the tools and mindset needed to do so. Through mindfulness, we develop the courage to face life's storms with an unshakable inner calm, emerging stronger, wiser, and more connected to our purpose. Mindfulness is a profound catalyst for improving focus and concentration, qualities that are essential for success in virtually every area of life. In a world increasingly dominated by distractions, cultivating these abilities has become more important than ever. Whether it's the constant ping of notifications, the lure of endless entertainment, or the demands of multitasking, modern life presents countless challenges to sustained attention. Mindfulness offers a solution by training the mind to be present, intentional, and engaged, enabling us to channel our energy into what truly matters. The foundation of focus lies in the ability to direct attention, and mindfulness directly enhances this skill. By its very nature, mindfulness is the practice of paying attention intentionally, moment by moment, and without judgment. This deliberate act of focusing the mind helps build the mental muscles necessary to sustain concentration. When we engage in mindfulness exercises such as observing our breath, noticing bodily sensations, or being fully present in a task, we strengthen our ability to maintain attention over time. Just as physical exercise improves the strength and endurance of our bodies, mindfulness trains the brain to focus more effectively. One of the primary reasons mindfulness improves focus is its ability to reduce mental clutter. The human mind is often flooded with a continuous stream of thoughts, many of which are unrelated to the task at hand. These intrusive thoughts can fragment our attention and make it difficult to concentrate. Mindfulness helps us become aware of this mental noise and gently redirect our focus back to the present moment. But over time, this practice quiets the chatter of the mind, creating a sense of mental clarity that is conducive to deep and sustained focus. Mindfulness also addresses the issue of distraction, a significant barrier to concentration. Distractions can be external, such as interruptions from technology, or internal, such as wandering thoughts and emotional triggers. Mindfulness trains us to notice when our attention has strayed and to bring it back without frustration or judgment. This skill of noticing and redirecting is critical for maintaining focus in a world full of competing stimuli. By practicing mindfulness regularly, we develop a greater awareness of what pulls our attention away and learn to minimize its impact. Mindfulness enhances focus by fostering a state of flow, a psychological condition in which we are fully immersed in a task. Flow is characterized by a deep sense of engagement, effortless concentration, and peak performance. Mindfulness helps us access this state by anchoring us in the present moment and allowing us to become fully absorbed in what we are doing. When we are mindful, we let go of concerns about the past or future and direct our entire being toward the task at hand, creating the optimal conditions for focus and productivity. Another way mindfulness improves focus is by reducing stress and anxiety, which are major obstacles to concentration. When we are stressed, our minds are often preoccupied with worries and negative thoughts, making it difficult to stay present. Mindfulness has been shown to lower stress levels by activating the body's relaxation response and promoting emotional regulation. By calming the mind and body, mindfulness creates a sense of stability and focus that allows us to approach tasks with greater ease and clarity. Mindfulness also enhances focus by improving our ability to prioritize and set intentions. When we are mindful, we gain a clear understanding of our goals and values, which helps us to distinguish between important tasks and less significant distractions. This awareness enables us to direct our energy toward what truly matters, rather than scattering our attention across multiple competing demands. By setting mindful intentions, we create a sense of purpose and direction that naturally enhances our focus and motivation. Mindfulness promotes sustained attention by building resilience against the fatigue that often accompanies prolonged periods of concentration. Focusing intently on a task for extended periods can be mentally exhausting, leading to diminished performance over time. Mindfulness helps mitigate this fatigue by teaching us to take intentional breaks and to approach our work with a sense of balance. Practices such as mindful breathing or short moments of reflection can recharge our mental energy, allowing us to return to our tasks with renewed focus and clarity. Mindfulness also enhances our relationship with time, which is closely tied to focus. Often we feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of tasks we need to accomplish, leading to a scattered and hurried mindset. Mindfulness teaches us to be fully present with one task at a time rather than worrying about what comes next. This approach not only improves the quality of our work, but also reduces the stress associated with multitasking and time pressure. By focusing on the present moment, we maximize our efficiency and create a sense of flow that makes even challenging tasks more manageable. On a neurological level, mindfulness practice has been shown to increase activity in the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for attention, decision-making, and self-control. These changes enhance our capacity for sustained focus and improve our ability to resist distractions. Over time, mindfulness reshapes the brain in ways that make concentration more natural and effortless. Mindfulness is not just a technique for improving focus, it is a way of life that encourages us to be fully engaged in whatever we are doing. By training the mind to stay present and intentional, mindfulness unlocks our ability to concentrate deeply and effectively, even in the face of distractions and challenges. Whether applied to work, relationships, or personal growth, the focus cultivated through mindfulness empowers us to achieve our goals, maximize our potential, and live with greater purpose and fulfillment. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for strengthening relationships by fostering deeper connection, understanding, and presence. At its core, mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment with a non-judgmental awareness of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. This presence is transformative in relationships, where the quality of our interactions often depends on our ability to truly see, hear, and understand one another. In a world filled with distractions, cultivating mindfulness can significantly enhance the bonds we share with others. Relationships thrive on genuine attention, and mindfulness helps us offer this gift to those we care about. Often we engage with others while our minds are elsewhere, preoccupied with tasks, worries, or plans. This lack of presence can create distance, even in close relationships. Mindfulness trains us to focus on the present moment, allowing us to give our undivided attention to the person in front of us. When we listen mindfully, we hear not just words, but the emotions and intentions behind them. This deeper level of listening fosters a sense of being valued and understood, which is the foundation of strong and healthy relationships. One of the most significant ways mindfulness strengthens relationships is by enhancing our ability to communicate. Effective communication requires clarity, empathy, and a willingness to understand the perspective of others. Mindfulness promotes these qualities by encouraging us to pause before we speak, consider our words carefully, and approach conversations with an open heart. It helps us respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, reducing the likelihood of misunderstandings or conflict. When we communicate mindfully, we create a space for dialogue that is respectful, compassionate, and constructive. Mindfulness also helps us navigate the emotional complexities of relationships. Emotions such as anger, frustration, or disappointment are natural, but if left unchecked, they can strain even the strongest bonds. Mindfulness teaches us to observe our emotions without being controlled by them. By recognizing when we are triggered, we can take a step back, breathe, and choose a measured response. This practice not only prevents unnecessary conflict, but also creates opportunities for growth and healing within relationships. When we approach difficult emotions with mindfulness, we can address issues more effectively and strengthen the trust and understanding between ourselves and others. Another way mindfulness enhances relationships is by fostering empathy and compassion. When we are mindful, we become more attuned to the experiences and needs of others. We notice subtle cues such as body language, tone of voice, or changes in mood that might otherwise go unnoticed. This heightened awareness allows us to respond with greater sensitivity and care. Additionally, mindfulness helps us cultivate compassion by reminding us of our shared humanity. It encourages us to see others not just through the lens of their actions or words, but as individuals with their own struggles, hopes, and dreams. This perspective deepens our connection and strengthens our capacity for forgiveness and understanding. Mindfulness also plays a crucial role in managing expectations within relationships. Unrealistic or unspoken expectations can create tension and disappointment. When we practice mindfulness, we become more aware of our own needs and assumptions as well as those of others. This awareness allows us to communicate our expectations more openly and to approach differences with curiosity rather than judgment. By aligning our expectations with reality, we create a foundation of mutual respect and collaboration. Trust is another vital component of strong relationships, and mindfulness helps us build and maintain it. Trust is nurtured through consistency, reliability, and the willingness to be vulnerable. Mindfulness supports these qualities by encouraging us to show up fully in our relationships and to act with integrity. When we are mindful, we are more likely to honor our commitments, keep our word, and be present in moments of connection. Over time, these small but meaningful actions build a sense of safety and trust that strengthens the bond between individuals. Mindfulness also helps us appreciate and celebrate the positive aspects of our relationships. In the busyness of life, it is easy to take loved ones for granted or to focus on problems rather than blessings. Mindfulness encourages us to savor moments of joy, connection, and love, no matter how small. By practicing gratitude for the people in our lives, we not only strengthen our relationships, but also enhance our own sense of fulfillment and happiness. Mindfulness supports resilience in relationships, enabling us to navigate challenges and changes with greater ease. No relationship is without its difficulties, whether they stem from external pressures or internal dynamics. Mindfulness equips us with the tools to face these challenges with patience, adaptability, and grace. It reminds us to approach each situation with a beginner's mind, free from preconceived notions or judgments, allowing us to find creative and compassionate solutions. Mindfulness nurtures the most important relationship of all, the one we have with ourselves. Self-awareness and self-compassion are essential for building healthy connections with others. When we are mindful, we develop a deeper understanding of our own emotions, needs, and boundaries. This self-awareness enables us to show up authentically in our relationships, creating a space for mutual respect and genuine connection. By taking care of ourselves through mindfulness, we are better equipped to care for and connect with those around us. Mindfulness transforms relationships by fostering presence, empathy, and intentionality. It helps us navigate the complexities of human connection with greater awareness and compassion, enabling us to build relationships that are deep, meaningful, and resilient. Through mindfulness, we learn to truly see and value one another, creating bonds that enrich our lives and stand the test of time. Mindfulness is a transformative practice that plays a critical role in fostering personal growth and self-awareness. It allows individuals to look inward with honesty and compassion, providing the clarity needed to recognize areas of strength and opportunities for improvement. In a fast-paced world where external distractions often pull us away from self-reflection, mindfulness offers a pathway to reconnect with ourselves and embark on a journey of continuous growth. At the heart of mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. This awareness creates a foundation for self-discovery. By observing our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors as they arise, we gain insight into the patterns that shape our lives. Many of these patterns operate unconsciously, driving our decisions and actions without our explicit understanding. Mindfulness brings these tendencies to light, allowing us to discern which habits serve our growth and which may be holding us back. This process of conscious examination is the first step toward meaningful change. One of the most profound ways mindfulness supports personal growth is by fostering a non-judgmental attitude toward oneself. Often, personal development is hindered by self-criticism or fear of failure. These barriers can make it difficult to confront areas where growth is needed or to take risks that lead to progress. Mindfulness teaches us to approach ourselves with curiosity rather than judgment. Instead of viewing mistakes or shortcomings as failures, mindfulness encourages us to see them as opportunities for learning and growth. This shift in perspective creates a safe space for self-exploration and experimentation, essential components of personal development. Mindfulness also helps us cultivate self-compassion, an essential quality for personal growth. Personal growth often involves facing difficult truths about ourselves or navigating challenges that push us out of our comfort zones. During these moments, it is easy to become discouraged or overwhelmed. Mindfulness reminds us to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, acknowledging our efforts and struggles without harsh self-criticism. This self-compassion builds resilience, enabling us to persevere through setbacks and continue moving forward. Another way mindfulness enhances personal growth is by improving our ability to set meaningful goals. Many people set goals based on external expectations or societal pressures rather than their true desires and values. Mindfulness helps us tune into our authentic selves, uncovering what truly matters to us. By aligning our goals with our core values, we create a sense of purpose and motivation that drives sustainable growth. Mindfulness also encourages us to focus on the process rather than solely on the outcome, fostering a deeper appreciation for the journey of personal development. Mindfulness sharpens self-awareness, a cornerstone of personal growth. Self-awareness involves understanding our emotions, thoughts, and behaviors and recognizing how they influence our relationships and decisions. When we are mindful, we observe ourselves with clarity and objectivity, free from the distortions of ego or defensiveness. This heightened awareness allows us to identify strengths to build upon and weaknesses to address, empowering us to make intentional choices that support our growth. Over time, this practice deepens our understanding of who we are and who we want to become. One of the challenges of personal growth is overcoming limiting beliefs, deeply ingrained ideas about ourselves that can restrict our potential. These beliefs often stem from past experiences or negative self-talk and can create barriers to success. Mindfulness helps us recognize these limiting beliefs as they arise and question their validity. By observing them without attachment or judgment, we can begin to replace them with more empowering narratives. This process of reframing opens up new possibilities for growth and achievement. Mindfulness also enhances our ability to regulate emotions, a key aspect of personal development. Emotional regulation allows us to respond to life's challenges with balance and composure rather than being overwhelmed by our feelings. Through mindfulness, we learn to acknowledge and accept our emotions without being swept away by them. This skill helps us navigate difficult situations with greater ease, improving our ability to learn and grow from our experiences. Emotional regulation also fosters healthier relationships, which are often a significant factor in personal development. In addition to its impact on emotional well-being, mindfulness supports personal growth by increasing focus and mental clarity. Growth often requires sustained effort and attention, whether it's learning a new skill, pursuing a goal, or building a healthier habit. Mindfulness trains the mind to stay present and engaged, reducing distractions and enhancing productivity. This ability to concentrate on what matters most allows us to make steady progress toward our aspirations. Mindfulness also fosters gratitude and positivity, which are essential for sustaining personal growth. When we practice mindfulness, we become more attuned to the small moments of joy and progress in our lives. This awareness cultivates a sense of gratitude for the journey and the lessons it brings, even during challenging times. Gratitude, in turn, fuels a positive mindset that encourages perseverance and creativity, essential qualities for personal development. Mindfulness connects us to a deeper sense of purpose. Personal growth is not just about achieving external success, it is about becoming the best version of ourselves and living in alignment with our values and aspirations. Mindfulness helps us explore the bigger picture of our lives, encouraging us to reflect on what truly brings meaning and fulfillment. This sense of purpose provides the motivation and direction needed to continue growing, even when the path is uncertain. Mindfulness is a transformative practice that supports every aspect of personal growth. By fostering self-awareness, self-compassion, and emotional resilience, it equips us with the tools needed to navigate life's challenges and seize opportunities for development. Through mindfulness, we learn to embrace ourselves fully, set meaningful goals, and pursue our aspirations with clarity and intention. It is a practice that not only helps us grow, but also enables us to live with greater authenticity, purpose, and joy.